What was the cause of Lucifer's fall?
Pride. Wanting to be like God.
Pride.
It was wanting the worship to himself.
Right. Pride. And basically, he was attempting to use the same way that he fell, just like he did with humans. You know what I mean? He tried to use the same tactic against Jesus. If you're the Son of God, it's not that Lucifer didn't know that Jesus was the Son of God. He was trying to prick that ego, trying to balloon up that ego. If you're really the Son of God, do this.
You know what? That would make sense, because I was wondering, like, did the devil really think that Jesus would just bow down and worship him? Like, that's silly. That's such a silly attempt. But it would make sense if he was poking at his ego. Because Jesus could have been like, oh, do you know who I am?
I just had a dove over my baptism.
Yeah.
Because remember, it says that Jesus did not even count himself, how does it say in English? Равнясь with God.
To be equal with God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was already so humble that he would, even though he could have been equal to God, he didn't count himself. So I wonder if that literally was it, because that didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, there was the pride aspect. The other aspect there was the easy out, because in the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus, he was so stressed out that his sweat was like blood, which is a real thing.
Yeah.
It's extreme stress. And the enemy knew that Jesus was here for something big. And this was basically an easy out. Instead of putting in the actual work and making it through, because he is king. Jesus is king, and he has a kingdom. But here he was offering him a counterfeit. Here are these kingdoms. You can still be a king.
Yeah.
You don't have to go through the long, arduous process, deal with these Jews and their self-righteousness, dying for people that will just basically spit on your sacrifice. Here are a bunch of kingdoms. You can still be a king. All you got to do is just submit to my governance.
It's pretty good.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But that shows you, going back to what you said, knowing your identity. Because Jesus knew exactly who he was and what he was to do. Amen. So none of that faltered him.
Because the first thing he's going to do is question it.
Yeah, because if you don't know, you're like, hey, maybe this person's right. Maybe I am. Or I'm not that. Maybe I am a failure,
Because in one of the ways that, like, everyday Christians, like people who are listening right now, the best way to stand firm on that is to testify of the works of it. Like this revelation hit me not too long ago at a worship service we had here with the youth, is your testimony dies when you stop sharing it.
Yeah.
Your testimony has life when you begin to share it.
Yeah.
So like I know when I first got delivered, as soon as I had the opportunity to share, I shared it. But when I stopped sharing my testimony, it was the time for the devil to really send questions to my mind. But were you actually?
Yeah.
Was that really a deliverance, or was that something else? And it's like this. It's just a thought, and you begin to ponder on it. And what we can live off of is continue to testify.
Yeah.
You defeat the enemy by the power of the word and the power of your testimony.
Yes.
In the blood of the Lamb.
Well, and it tells us to count those. Well, in the English it says count your blessings, but in the Russian it says the mercies, and you're supposed to remember them and talk about them every day. And I think that's why, exactly, because that's what we're filling our minds with, and we're speaking that truth.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, man. Thank you for watching this episode of the Kingdom Soldier Armory. My wife and I hope you enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed shooting the video. Our heart is to serve the people out there, so we really hope that this episode has ministered to you, has equipped you, has armed you to fight the good fight. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also, like and comment, share this with somebody that you think might be helped. If you'd like to support this podcast, which is a ministry, if you'd like to support this podcast, you can go to our website, ksarmory.com, and there'll be a link there for you to make a donation, or you can hit that Cash App link in the video description or on our YouTube channel in the About section. God bless you. May God be with you.